Hi, welcome to the channel. As a nature photographer, when you go out you never know what to expect. So you want to pack all the gear that you can to make the pictures that you want. Now that can be a heavy thing to carry. So what is my setup then? Let's take a look. I have this beautiful bag. It's a waist bag by Lowepro. The Lowepro Inverse 200, and it fits all the gear that I need for my trips. You can carry it around on your shoulder on this little strip over here, or you can carry it around your waist with a waist belt that is also neatly tucked in behind the back padding. Being an Inverse 200 AW all-weather bag, you have a built-in rain cover, which I will demonstrate later. Now, what is in the bag? As you know, I told you before, you never know what to expect. So you need something for wildlife, birds, landscapes, beautiful skies, but also maybe insects, anything that crawls around. You never know what to expect. So how do you pack for that? What do you bring? In this I have my camera and 3 lenses and some other gear that I need, and basically that's all I'm going to need when I'm out in nature. It has a very nice cover. If you leave the zippers on the side, you can just take this loop on the top and pull it open quite easily. In the lid, to start off with, I have 2 batteries. I think these pockets were originally made to carry memory cards, but I'm stuffing them with batteries. And the camera that I used to love to use, the Panasonic Lumix G90 with the Panasonic Leica 100 to 400 millimeter lens on top of it. It's an, what you can say, an extreme tele lens. In full frame terms, this goes from 200 to 800 millimeters. But despite that, you can focus on it on 1.3 meters distance. So I use it for wildlife, for birds, but also for insects, little plants, close-ups of anything. It's a really beautiful, versatile lens. Now, because obviously birds and wildlife tend to shy away easily when you see them, I keep this lens on most of the time. Yeah? If you want to be fast, you can just take it out. If you see a beautiful landscape, obviously you have some time and I can change my lens. For this, for the landscapes, I carry in the side pocket the Panasonic Leica 8 to 18 millimeters. In full frame terms, that would be 16 to 36 millimeters. It's really a very beautiful lens, very wide angle, captures beautiful landscapes with very little distortion in the image. I mean fisheye distortion and all. Besides that, also on the bottom, if I want something in between 36 millimeters and 200 millimeters, I have this little standard lens, the 14 to 140 Mark II weather sealed lens, which goes from 14 to 140 in micro four thirds terms, so 28 to 280 in full frame terms. These 3 lenses, between them I have a range of 16 to 800 millimeters. I think I can cover just about anything with that. Well, besides the lenses, in this front compartment, it's held by some lids here on the side. You can take them off, and on the back you can carry anything like a jack or a scarf or maybe a little tripod if you want. In this front compartment I'm carrying the rest of the gear. For instance, well, some spare batteries for a flash, a little flash, the Metz 26 AF2. It's a really tiny flash, but it suffices to use with the G90. It also has a slave setting, which means that I can use it off camera and have it triggered by the flash on the G90. Very nice. I use it for macro shots, for instance, and having that off-camera option is very nice then. Also, I carry a little softbox to go with the flash. Just put it in there, and there you go. A little flash unit with a softbox for beautiful lighting on the way. Well, that's not all, folks. We got more in store. A remote trigger, because you know sometimes when it's dark and you need long shutter times, or when you do long shutter times on a waterfall, for instance, something like that, you can need a remote shutter. Of course, I could do it by Wi-Fi via the app on the phone, but I prefer to have this cable with me and not take out my phone for everything. I find taking out my phone is a little bit distracting when I'm in nature. All right. Then another lens pops out. That's right, another lens. This time it's a macro lens. This is the Raynox DCR 150. It's a lens that goes in front of every other lens and enables very nice macros. Can you see my eye? No? Yes, I can see you. Anyway, I got these two rings, and with them I can fit this little macro lens both on the 14 to 140 or even on the 100 to 400. Now imagine that, an 800 millimeter macro lens. So the macro lens also goes back into this little pouch. These are actually filter pouches, but they serve many uses. Last but not least, when you're in nature, obviously sometimes your gear can collect some sand or dust, and this is a lens pen set. There's a little cloth for cleaning, and obviously the lens pen, which has on the other side a little brush coming out of it. So this all together is my kit. I think it weighs in at about maybe 2 kilograms, 2.5 maybe, with everything. It's not light, but it's also not overly heavy. This is the gear I'm carrying around when I go into nature. And as I said, obviously in nature sometimes it can get wet also. When the rain comes down and you don't expect it. This bag has a little surprise on the bottom. A built-in rain cover. It is really attached to the bag, so you can't really lose it. It's always with you. And it covers the entire bag. Just like that. Oh yeah. All right. Covers the entire bag. Easy peasy. I know it saved my life, well, the life of my equipment at least a couple of times already when I was out and about and the rain came down without any prior warning. Easy to tuck away. And then just put it back where it came from on the bottom side. Close the compartment with the little Velcro strip that was built in. And there you go. Low Pro Inverse 200 AW and my standard kit Lumix G90 with the Panasonic Leica 100 to 400, the Panasonic Leica 8 to 18, the Panasonic 14 to 140 Mark II, and the Raynox DCR 150. That's it. I'm set. Let's go into nature. You coming with me? Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. It was another one in the new studio that I'm building, and I hope I can make many more videos for you. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you back next time. Bye. Bye. Bye.